An Artist of the Floating World is a novel by Kazuo Ishiguro that tells the story of Masujiro Ono, a Japanese artist who lived through World War II and its aftermath. The novel is set in Japan in the late 1940s and is narrated by Ono himself, who looks back on his life and career as an artist. Ono was once a prominent and successful painter known for his vivid and colorful depictions of traditional Japanese culture. However, as the novel begins, Ono is an old man living in a small, cramped apartment and no longer able to paint due to tremors in his hands. He spends his days reminiscing about his past and trying to come to terms with the choices he made during the war. The novel explores the changes that have taken place in Japan since the war ended. The country has been occupied by American forces and a new government has been established that is more westernized and democratic than the old one. Ono is conflicted about these changes, feeling both a sense of loss for the traditional way of life that he knew and a sense of guilt for his role in the war. Ono's memories of the war and its aftermath are interwoven with his memories of his personal life and career as an artist. He recalls his time as a young man when he was a rising star in the art world and a frequent visitor to the floating world of pleasure districts and geisha houses. He remembers his marriage to his wife Yuko and the strained relationship he had with his son Koichi. As Ono reflects on his past, he is visited by his granddaughter Atsuko and her husband Minoru. Atsuko is engaged in political activism, working to expose the war crimes committed by Japanese soldiers during the war. Ono is initially resistant to Atsuko's efforts, feeling that the past is better left buried. However, as he spends more time with her and hears her stories, he begins to understand the impact of the war on the lives of ordinary people and the importance of acknowledging and taking responsibility for the mistakes of the past. Overall, An Artist of the Floating World is a poignant and thought-provoking novel that explores themes of memory, guilt, and the impact of war on individuals and society through the eyes of Masujiro Ono. Ishiguro paints a vivid and nuanced portrait of Japan in the aftermath of World War II and the challenges of rebuilding a nation and a life in the face of change and loss.